So A380 is a great product for Emirates. How do you differentiate yourself from Singapore Airlines product and the Qantas product?
Well, those are just two carriers that happen to be competitors of ours. We have nearly 130 airlines going through Dubai. So you could say that we actually have about 130 competitors just in that one market. Obviously our product is different from them, and we try to differentiate because we're very much an international carrier that's based in Dubai, which is an extremely good place to be geographically. It's halfway between Europe and the Far East. It's halfway between Russia and Africa. So geographically we're in a very fortunate position. We reflect that by having cabin crew of something like 140 nationalities. So when you get on an Emirates plane, you have an incredible language capability, probably 7-8 languages. With the A380 we're probably going to have about 15 to 20 languages. And we believe that gives us enormous cultural strength to understand what our customers want in different countries. And that is really something that the other carriers tend to either have Singaporean crew or Australian crew. We're different.
Nice, that's nice. So A380 is the largest plane in the world. What are some of the customer service challenges inside the plane that you encountered, and how do you overcome them?
I think it's too early to tell because we've just received the aeroplanes, our very first scheduled service. So I think the challenge obviously initially is for the crew, even though we've trained them a lot. It's a brand new aeroplane, making sure where everything is, they know where everything's stowed, etc. Maybe that's the first challenge that we've got.
Right.
But it's a beautiful aeroplane. I mean, to be honest with you, when you go down the front staircase, you really feel as if you're in an ocean liner like the Queen Mary 2.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's just the most amazing feeling. And it has wonderful aspects like a waterfall and the bar at the back of the aeroplane, the two shower spas for first class. These are very unique features. So we try to differentiate the brand by very much being a technological leader. We have the ability to have cell phone use on board once we're legally permitted to do so. Europe seems to be far ahead of the game in terms of approving that before the USA. And when we do have that, we'll be very careful how we control that so it doesn't get interfere with other customers. No, we've always been a technological leader. We've been the first airline in the world to have seatback videos in airplanes for all their passengers. First airline in the world to have a fax machine on the aircraft. First person to have satellite phones on the Airbus aircraft. So this has always been part of our branding image.
That's nice. And as is the case with always launching a new product, no matter what the market, customer feedback is very important. How do you intend to garner that for the A380 and incorporate that in it?
Well, obviously we get a lot of feedback on board the aircraft direct to our crew, and we want our crew to report that back to see if there's a consistent message coming across. We also do regular customer surveys on board. That gives us another source of feedback. And sometimes we get letters to our customer relations staff talking about sometimes positive aspects and sometimes negative aspects. And where we have negative aspects, we try to understand whether that's a realistic viewpoint, and if it is, then we have to look at how we can solve the problem.
Right. Now the last question is regarding operations and regional operations. So Emirates has come up with a really great product which I think is going to work well with North American customers, but having 58 planes coming up with A380, is there a plan to have different products, say for example the India market or the Philippines market, where there's not so much premium demand maybe? Are there plans for different?
We have 3 different seating configurations of the aeroplane. The one that you're going to see today is the 489-seat ultra-long-range version in 3 class. 14 first, 76 business, and 399 economy. We'll have a medium-range aeroplane with 3 class. That'll have just over 500 seats. We'll have a 2-class aeroplane with business and economy with just over 600 seats. So we'll have 3 different configurations depending on the market and what the market demand is.
That's awesome. And how do you plan to integrate? Will these be used inter-regions, or will this specifically be for certain parts of the world?
Well, I can only tell you how we're doing the first 3 routes, because beyond that we haven't announced it. After this route, New York is the first route on the network. We will do Dubai-London with the 3-class medium range, and then we will do Australia with the ultra long range like this to Australia and New Zealand.
Right.
Beyond that, I can't tell you because we haven't announced our plans yet.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Nigel.